Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here. Officially, the Kenyan narrative about the post-election violence records 1,133 dead, 600,000 displaced, and an unknown number estimated at about 5,000 raped. The exhibition that you will see today is the work of very many people in Kenya. I also have played a small role in helping to document some of those stories. You will not see all the stories of victims here, because there are some victims who are invisible and inaudible. And their silence has become an expectation. We are beginning to expect their silence, almost to demand it as a national sacrifice. Because also in Kenya is emerging a campaign of naming and shaming victims. And that is because of the risk that they pose. Victims have a dual role sometimes, because they also sometimes tend to be witnesses. And because of that, they pose a risk. Their truth-telling poses a risk. These victims are from across ethnicities, and across genders, and across classes. I know many of the concerns you had here at this forum have been around the discomfort of the 3 degrees centigrade. We are used to warmer climates of about 25, 27 degrees centigrade. We've also had discomforts around the dignity of heads of state. We've also had issues around sovereignty. The Kenyan Constitution makes those victims that we are talking about the sovereign. The Kenyan Constitution demands dignity for those who have been victimized. There are several stories, some of them will not be here, of people who were raped, ripped apart, men who were forcibly circumcised. Some of those have not even made it into the Kenya cases at the ICC. So when we silence the victims of the crimes that are being tried at the ICC, we further silence those others whose suffering has not yet made it to the attention of the International Criminal Court. But I think it's important for the world to make the statement that what happened in Kenya is wrong. There can be no excuse for it. There can be no explanation for it. The legitimate expectation of all those who suffered is probably fourfold. First, it's an acknowledgement of what happened to them. So there needs to be a process of truth-telling instead of silence. There also needs to be an assurance that there will be non-repetition of what happened, because these crimes have been committed over and over and over again, at least 3 times in my knowledge in Kenya. There is also an expectation of justice, whatever that justice, whatever form that justice takes. And there's also an expectation for reparation and for lustration. Let me stop there so that you can enjoy the pictures and the video. Thank you very much.
We'll now play the video, and thank you to Esther.